Okay, Advent Code 2025, day 4. Initially, it looks like it's going to be super annoying. Hopefully, I've got a reasonably sensible solution. We have a grid of dots and ats, and we need to know how many of these ats have fewer than 4 other ats within the 8 surrounding dots. So, for example, this one has 1, 2, 3. So that counts. This one here has 1, 2, 3, 4. That does not count. Now, someone suggested when you're doing grid things like this, you can use imaginary numbers because you can rotate 90 degrees really easily. You don't need to do bounds checking. I think there is an easier solution. And I think it is we build a set of all of the possible of all of the actual places, right? Let's use a B-tree set, which is going to be over a tuple of I-size and I-size. And the reason I'm using I-sizes is because it means I don't have to deal with any funky bounds checking, right? If I want to see this one here at row 0, column 0, sorry, row 1, column 0, if I wanted to check if there is an ampersand to the left of it, I can just say column -1, look for that in the hash set, it won't exist, and that's fine. So long as there's no wrapping around going on, which I don't believe there is. We're going to need standard collections B-tree set, and let's go grab the docs. I'm using a B-tree set not necessarily because it's faster than a hash set, but just because I've not used one very often. What do they think are the benefits? So items are going to come up in order. That's actually quite helpful. I don't need to access them randomly, and that might be useful later on. Yeah, okay. It's good enough for me. And it is going to be a insert. There it is. So we're going to go through and we're going to insert a bunch of values. And the values we're going to insert are... let's actually not make this a vec. Let's make it, as per before, let's make it a slice, a reference to a slice of strings, as opposed to a string slice. Right, great B-tree set for line. Right, I want to enumerate this, which is going to give me row and line. Okay, because enumerate is going to... I need to get up. There we go. And it is indeed I. So this is going to be my row number. And I'm going to keep it in row and column as opposed to X, Y, just to stop things getting confusing. Don't know what the hell that thought it was doing. So now I've got a string which is going to be dots and ats. So what I will do now is for col, I've already broken my own rules, in chars.enumerate. And then it's simply a case of if char is at, then set.insert row as I size, col as I size, because of course these are coming out as U sizes, so we need to convert them. If ch. Cool, that's easy enough. And then part 1 is simply going to be build set on the input. Let's do a helper function as well for finding things. Find neighbours. It's going to take those things and it's going to return a count. So let's give it a usize. Go away. So what I want is going to be let row range be equal to pos 0 minus 1 up to and equal pos 0 plus 1. Okay, so we're going down that way. And col range is that. And the cheapest, nastiest way of doing this is I can build permutations. I think the cheapest, nastiest way is going to iterate through. For row in row range, for col in col range. Stop it, please. If set contains that, mute count plus equals 1, and at the end we'll return count. And so what I want to do is set iter map yeah, that. I have got a bracket problem somewhere. You're closing that one. Oh, and you'll need to do that. Cool. Expected a reference, that's fine. You can get a reference. Don't you like? Can I explicitly make you iter? Okay, so basically it's implicitly calling into iter. I would like an iter range. I could just create it here. I don't actually need to label these. And then we get rid of that problem. Although that is tantamount to just cloning anyway. And then you don't like, that needs to be a ref set, that's fine. Let's test it out. And it failed with 423. Yes, that was done. I want to know if count is less than 4, return 1. Else 0. I could have put that. No, I'm finding neighbours. We're going to return count. We'll do it up here. Find neighbours. If find neighbours is less than 4, then 1, else 0. Still not quite right because we've got 4 instead of 13. So it is strictly less than 4, isn't it? I tell you what. Let's like this won't print out in the test. but it gives me a useful line to debug. Well, I can debug on count anyway. So we will sit there and hopefully I don't have a debug point somewhere else. Okay, great. So let's see. 0, 2 has a count of 4. So 0, 2, that's 1. It's counting itself. If col is exactly equal to, let's do row first. If row is exactly equal to pos 0 and col is exactly equal to pos 1, continue. Okay. Hopefully that was nice and easy. Boom. Right, how could this please don't be like, what happens if you move all of them? I bet it's what happens if you move all of them. Yep. Yep. And using an X to indicate, so it's going to remove them all in one pass. And do we just need to know how many rolls of paper in total? Okay, actually a set is a really nice way of doing this. Because find neighbours still is fine, build set still is fine. Let's see, what are we going to do? Once we've found all of... So this is going to be in the part. And instead of doing a sum here, what I am going to do is take ownership in part 2 of a vec of string. So now I need ownership, I'm going to go back to a vec, because I don't want an array. And what we are going to do is, if find neighbours, what methods do I have on string? Because I'm going to need to update a string with a specific... we've got a replace? Yes. Right, beta. A is alpha, A is alpha, B is beta. Find beta, go up to there and replace it with that. Yes, perfect. That'll do exactly what I want. So, let's now expand this function. We do not need the sum just yet, but we'll keep it for a moment. In fact, I'm going to return a 0. Oh, and I need to update my test, 43. So close. Right. You now need to take ownership of input. And that's fine, we don't need input later. If that. Don't need an else statement. I want input. I need ownership of this. Got to take. To that trim. Join is mute is sorted. Get. If get mute. That's what I would like. So I want input get mute, and I want the row number, which is pos.0, as usual. Expect bad row. Oh, my keyboard's changed again. Bad row. And then I want to, that's going to give me a mutable reference to a string, which I would then like to do a replace range. Or have I got just a replace range will be fine. I need to do a little bit of thinking. Replace range. And the range is I want it to be exactly pos.1 up to but not equals pos.1 is usize plus 1 and replace it with dot. It doesn't actually matter what I replace it with. How are my brackets? Brackets are good. And I also want to count yeah, so and then count. And then what I want to do, let's get rid of that sum. This is probably going to warn me that this is unused. Build set with a reference of the input. Then I want to do this whole thing in a loop. I'm going to have to do set twice. While set len greater than 0, I want to just keep going round this loop, and everything here tabbed in, and at the end of it I'm going to build set again. What are you unhappy with? So, yeah, that's fine, and up here, right, yeah. Why am I just accidentally hitting Windows? Oh, stop it, VS Code. Thank you. Bad workman, everything. And we will mute input. Yeah, so now it's going to say iterators are lazy. For pos in set.iter. Oh, cool. Am I using part 2? Yes, I am. Let's run the test. Oh, yes, there is a possibility for an infinite loop here because, yeah. Given this only goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 iterations, this is 100% looping infinitely. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to take that input on that row, unwrap it, replace it with a dot, and it's possible that that has not happened. So A is going to be let row is equal to input get pos 0 as usize. Right. And let row after is going to be the same. Let's do a little bit of debugging. Cool. So step over that. What does row look like? Row is ... and dot, 4 ands and a dot. Yeah, okay, fine. And it has gone to 3 dots, an ampersand, and an at. 1 dot. Which is not correct, it's not removing enough. So. Oh, we're in a loop. Yeah, this is fine. What I want to know is when I get out of the pos, that's in the wrong place. That should be there. So it's only ever going to be looping around the first one. Let's try that again. Is that right? While... No, that was in the right place. At the end of all of the rows. Just double check that that is still... Yeah, okay. So what I would actually like to do is... I guess we're iterating through all of the found objects in the set, not through particular rows. Okay, this is fine. So it takes out those two, those two, those two. Yep, okay, that's correct. So now it has taken out the first one of there. That's fine. And yep, that is correct. So it's doing the right thing. I should probably have put that breakpoint there, shouldn't I? Seven, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0. Yep. And then there'll be 9, 0, 9, 2, and 9 something like that. 9, 0, 9, 2, 9, 8. Got removed. So now we build the set. And we have 0, 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so far so good. Ah, yes, it's because I need to stop not when the length of the set is wrong. Yep. Let's just loop. And then, so build the set. Where do I add on to the count there? I could add on to the count instead here with a loop count. If loop count is 0, and within the loop I want to let mute loop count Helps when you read the spec, and the loop count is going to go up. What don't you like about row? And yeah, I don't need you. Well, I'll leave you in for debugging purposes. What don't you like? Better. Perfect. Hopefully that is just nice and easy. You still work. I am very happy I went with a set there. That made life quite a lot easier. Nice! Day 4 complete.